What's up, Yarny Box Crocheters? Today I have a really exciting tutorial for you. It's Nessie the Jellyfish, but it's with plush blanket yarn. This is an intermediate kit that's found on the website, so you're expected to know the basics of crochet, including the magic ring, single crochet, increase, decrease, and basic sewing skills. Don't forget to head to yarnybox.com to sign up for free with your email to get a free pattern sent to your inbox every 2 weeks. So first things first, you're going to start off by making a magic ring. Making a magic ring with plush yarn is identical to making a magic ring with regular yarn, but just know that plush yarn can be a little tricky to work with, so stay tuned for my tips on closing the magic ring. So just make the magic ring like normal, and if you need a refresher, I will have a separate video linked in the description if you need a recap on how to make a magic ring. Make 8 single crochets in the magic ring. Now, by the way, when you're working with blanket yarn, you want to make sure that your tension is really loose the whole time, especially when making the magic ring. I can't stress how important it is to have loose tension here. And now stitches look the same with blanket yarn, but they are harder to see because the yarn is so thick. So as you can see, the stitches all look like horizontal V's. And I find with blanket yarn, it's actually sometimes easier to feel the stitches rather than see the stitches. So that's just a little tip for later on in the video. And now when you're closing the magic ring, make sure you pinch the last single crochet that you made while you tug really gently on the yarn. And you can kind of pull the stitches apart while you're pulling it to make it shut. Do not pull too hard on the tail because blanket yarn snaps super easily, and it can be really easy to just mess apart your whole entire magic circle. So just be really careful when you're pulling that shut and make sure you're kind of holding the single crochets as you're pulling on it. And now you can mark the very last stitch that we made in the magic ring. So now it's time to move on to round 2. In round 2, we're going to make an increase in every single stitch around the circle for a total of 8 increases. And again, if you're having trouble seeing where the stitch is, it can be easier to feel it with your fingers. And when you insert your hook, make sure you're only inserting it under the V part of the stitch. So now there's 3 loops on your hook right now. So once you've inserted your hook, yarn over and pull through the V. Now there's 2 loops, and yarn over again and pull through the 2 loops on your hook. And now we're going in the exact same stitch to make an increase. So make a second single crochet in there. So moving on to the next stitch, place 2 single crochets there. And then in the next one, 2 single crochets again. So just repeating this all the way around the circles, placing 2 single crochets in each stitch, which means we made 8 increases, and we're going to end up with a total of 16 stitches at the end of the round. Just a quick tip, if you're finding that your hands are starting to hurt here, make sure you loosen up your tension because tight tension can be really easy to do with blanket yarn. We're back at the stitch marker now, so you can take it out to make the last increase. And don't forget to mark the last stitch that you made with the stitch marker. All right, now we're on to round 3. So round 3 is going to be a single crochet in the next stitch, and then place an increase in the stitch after that. So 2 in the same, and then a single crochet in the next stitch, and now an increase in the next stitch. And then single crochet in the next stitch, and increase in the next stitch. So follow this pattern all the way around the circle, alternating between a single crochet and an increase until you get back to the stitch marker. You'll know if you did this round correctly if you end on an increase. We're going to end up with a total of 24 stitches at the end of this round. So we're at the stitch marker, so it should be ending on an increase here. And then don't forget to mark that last stitch that you made as well. And now it's time to move on to round 4. Round 4 is going to be a pattern of single crochet, increase, and then single crochet, increase, single crochet, increase. Repeat this pattern all the way around the circle, and you're going to end up with 32 stitches by the end of it. We're back at the stitch marker here, so you should be ending on an increase. So go ahead and remove your stitch marker to place that. So make your increase and then mark the last stitch that you did. Rounds 5 to 8, which is 4 rounds, is going to be a single crochet in each stitch around the circle for 32 stitches in each round. So we are done increasing, we are just placing a single crochet in each stitch for the next 4 rounds, and don't forget to move your stitch marker at the end of each round. So we're coming up to the end of round 5 here. So don't forget to move your stitch marker once you've finished your last stitch of the round. And continuing on to round 6, again, just a single crochet in each round. And I'm going to speed up the next couple rounds here. I'll meet you back once we've done the end of round 8. So we're coming on to the last few stitches of round 8 here. This is the last one, so take out your stitch marker and mark your last stitch. Round 9 is single crochet, decrease. So make your 2 single crochets. Now if you're unfamiliar with decreasing in amigurumi, we are going into the front loop only. So this is the back loop, this is the front loop. So for a decrease, we're going into the front loop only of the next 2 stitches. So front loop only of the next one. There's 2 loops on your hook here. And then front loop only of the next stitch as well. So for a total of 3 loops, pull through 2 loops and pull through 2 loops. So single crochet, decrease, front loop only of the next 2 stitches, and then single crochet, decrease. Repeat this all the way around the circle and you will end up with a total of 24 stitches at the end. So you'll know if you did this round correctly if you end on a decrease. So make your very last decrease and then mark that stitch. Coming on to round 10, we are just placing one single crochet in each stitch around the circle again. You're gonna have 24 stitches in this round as well. As always, once you're in your last stitch, don't forget to mark that stitch. Round 11 is going to be one single crochet decrease, so now make a decrease. And again, you're in the front loop only, so single crochet, decrease, single crochet, decrease. Repeat this all the way around the circle until you get back to the stitch marker, and you'll know if you've done this round correctly if you end on a decrease. So now we are done the main part of the head, and all we have left to do is add the face and then the little frilly bit around the head. So first we're going to add the face, so grab the safety eyes that are in your Yarny Box kit. I like to place my eyes at row 8 of the head, so you can count down, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And instead of poking the eye through the holes in between the stitches, we're gonna go directly into a stitch. So you can see here, that is in the middle of the stitch what I'm talking about. This is the hole that I'm talking about. So don't go into where the hole is. That's too big for the safety eye. So go in between the stitch right there. It's just gonna be a lot more secure for your eye, and it's not gonna fall out. And I placed them 4 stitches apart. So again, we're placing the eye in between the stitch like that. And then you can go ahead and secure on the back once you're happy with the placement. So before we start round 12, I like to finish off round 11 by making a slip stitch. So just insert your hook into the next available stitch and make a slip stitch. And now in the front loop only of the next stitch, we're going to place 4 half double crochets. So yarn over before inserting your hook. Yarn over, insert your hook in the front loop only. Now there's 3 loops on your hook. And yarn over, pull through. Yarn over, pull through all 3 loops on your hook. So again, yarn over, insert your hook, front loop only of the same stitch. Yarn over, pull through all 3 loops. Yarn over, insert your hook. Yarn over, pull through all 3 loops. Yarn over, insert your hook. Yarn over, pull through all 3 loops. So that's 4 half double crochets in the same stitch. Now in the next stitch, in the front loop only, insert your hook, yarn over, and pull through all the loops. So that's a slip stitch. So for the frill, we are putting 4 half double crochets in the same stitch, in the front loop only, and then in the next stitch, we're making a slip stitch. So we're making 4 half double crochets here, front loop only. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then slip stitch. 4 half double crochets in the same stitch. Slip stitch. Repeat this all the way around until you get back to the first frill that we made. Now we're coming up on the last slip stitch of the head. So make your slip stitch and then you can cut your yarn, leaving about a foot. And then with your hook, pull the yarn through the hole and then you can tighten it to fasten it off. And now your jellyfish head is all done and you can add on a smile if you'd like. So if you'd like to add on the smile, grab the spare bit of black yarn that's in your kit and grab your yarn needle. And then thread your yarn needle with the black yarn. And you want to make sure the yarn is in the middle of the black so that you're embroidering with 2 strands. So you're going to pick 2 holes that are in between the eyes. I like to go right in between the eyes here. So I'm going to pick that one and that one. Go in the first and pop your hook out the second one. And go about halfway, and now you're going to make a little V. So go into the stitch that's directly in the middle of the 2 holes and pop your hook back out the hole it's coming from, like so, and then pop your hook back in like this and come out the first hole. And then pop your hole back into where the first V is started, just like this. And there you go, you have a little smile. So tighten up the yarn, don't pull it too tight. And then you can cut where the yarn needle is. And then thread the other ends with your yarn needle as well, and you can poke them into the other side of the head. Like so. And now you have an adorable little smile for your jellyfish, and all you have to do to finish that off is just tie the ends of the loose strings on the back of the head in a couple of knots. And that's going to secure it in place, and then you can trim the ends. And I'll meet you in part 2. We're going to finish the tentacles of the jellyfish and attach them onto the head. I'll see you there.